Today we're here with Timothy Sykes, successful stock trader, financial educator, and best-selling author of An American Hedge Fund. Welcome, Timothy.
Thanks for having me.
So can you tell us how you first started investing?
So I actually was a tennis player. I had surgery on my arm here, and I couldn't play tennis anymore. So my parents gave me control of my roughly $12,000 bar mitzvah gift money. They thought that I would lose it all in the stock market, and it would be a good lesson. And instead, I turned the $12,000 into nearly $2 million by the time I graduated college.
Who and what was your inspiration when you first started investing?
I mean, there's a lot of gurus that I looked up to. I mean, I loved, George Soros and Paul Tudor Jones and Jesse Livermore. It's great, really successful. But I never found success in a lot of niches other than low-price stocks. So it was kind of strange to me that no one had really ever written about their success with low-price stocks. So that's what I focused on, and eventually that's what I've come to teach because I, frankly, had never had any mentors.
What are some of the things you look for when investing in a small cap stock?
So I mean, small caps, most of them fail, so you have to be aware of the history and the stats. And I like to buy and short sell them. A lot of people don't realize that you can actually bet on failure. So I made my first million buying small cap breakouts just when they're hitting new 52-week highs, ideally with a lot of volume, with a press release with some kind of catalyst. And then also short selling them when the momentum and the hype and the volume fades. So you can play the volatility both ways.
Do you prefer a certain sector? What's your investing style?
I really like volatile stocks. So I like it when a stock can move 100, 200, 300% in a few days or a few weeks. So that really excludes most of the stock market. So I like low float stocks, stocks that are trading with less than like $100 million market cap. Especially in the internet world where, if you have a hot app or a hot technology that can go viral, there's not much added cost as opposed to like a manufacturing company where even if a manufacturing company wins a big deal or something, they're not going to be able to grow that fast and their stock is not going to be able to move that fast because manufacturing is very small margins, it's very labor intensive. So I like the ability for a stock to grow fast and for its products to grow fast.
How do you think the pending U.S. election will affect the markets? Would Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton be better for the stock market?
I found that guessing games, while entertaining and good for discussion, you don't make much money either way. So I don't like to guess earnings. I don't like to guess presidential elections. I don't like to guess where the overall market is. For me, it's all about finding what stocks are in play and then playing the momentum either on the way up or on the way down. That, for me, is much better, much more reliability.
You recently held your Trader and Investor Summit. How did that go? What was your key takeaway?
Yeah, so this was our 9th year hosting our annual conference. We had nearly 1,000 people in person and tuning in live via HD live stream from over 20 countries. We had several millionaire traders speaking, so it wasn't just me and my top students, but several other people who have, built themselves up from nothing. And it's really just a great gathering to see what's possible. Not that, you should copy anybody else's trades or follow any alerts. I don't believe in that. I'm a big believer in self-education and inspiration because, financial education can be very labor intensive. It can get boring and frustrating. Months, years go by until everything really clicks. So meeting successful people who have actually done this and turned a few thousand into, 7 or 8 figures, it's just a great forum. And you have to realize that it is possible. While it's difficult to become a millionaire with low price stocks, with small cap stocks, it is possible because they can grow so fast. Their stock prices can go, crazy as we've seen in the past few years. And the key is just not getting too attached to any one name, just trying to take the volatility, take a piece of the move, the meat of the move, not trying to catch the exact bottom or the top.
A lot of people look up to you as an investing inspiration. So who is it that you look up to?
I mean, again, I look up to George Soros and Paul Tudor Jones, these great investors and traders, but at the same time, they're playing games that are very different than what the average retail trader can play. And it's time that people start to recognize that. You shouldn't be trading Forex. You shouldn't be trading big cap stocks. You have no edge whatsoever. So for me, I guess I look up to the average retail trader, the average Joe out there who doesn't realize that they can do amazing things and they think that they have to diversify and invest in mutual funds and they're being fed this BS that makes it literally impossible for them to grow their accounts very fast. At best, their mutual funds are going to make 10, 20% per year. And if you have a few $1,000s to your name, that's just irrelevant.
Do you happen to have any favorite companies that you can mention for our viewers?
Yeah, I mean, mainly I'm in and out of stocks in a day or two. So by the time anything airs, it's irrelevant. But I do have one long-term pick. It is Walker Innovation. WLKR is the ticker. I've held it for, I don't know, like 3 months now. I'm going to probably hold it another 3 months. I don't know. I'm just looking to sell into a big spike because the entire Priceline founding team is behind this little 50-cent stock that no one really seems to realize. In early October, they're actually launching their travel website. So it's kind of like getting a second chance to invest in Priceline. I don't know if this new website is going to be successful or not, but I like having such an experienced founding team of a $50 billion company basically behind this little 50-cent stock. So, I look for these kinds of diamonds in a rough. I have no idea the company could fail, as most small companies do, but I like the potential when the market wakes up and says, wait a minute, this is the founding team of Priceline, and I think the stock could double.
How can viewers learn more from you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over the social web. Just my username is Timothy Sykes on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, or just go to timothysykes.com. I have 8,000 plus free blog posts. So if you think I'm full of BS, like most people in finance, you can go there and see that I'm not. I show every single trade transparently. You see my wins and my losses.
Thanks for taking the time for today's interview, Timothy.
Thanks for having me, man.